Tell me when you want to stop streaming, mate.
Stop
Or
or
start.
start.
We're live. Go, go.
Episode 1. Poison Orchid. Picture the scene, if you will. It's a city from above. It's quite a round city. Um, Quite advanced looking buildings. An old man sits in a grand hall talking with his students, quite young students. He says, "The story of the heresy of the Forsaken One goes that Lyra, the goddess of illusions, tricked the god Savras by making him believe that there was a prophecy foretelling his death. This forced the god Savras to explore the multiverse, to search for information regarding his doom. The goddess Lyra then sneaked into the celestial palace of Savras and stole his powerful orb of prophecy. Now, eventually, Savras figured out what happened and started concocting his plan to take revenge on Lyra. Savras had the god Mask, the god of shadows, helping infiltrate Lyra's domain so that he could then steal back his orb. Mask hid Savras in a different form so that the goddess Lyra wouldn't recognize him, and as such, he infiltrated her domain. I'm going to turn this music off now. Things took a turn when Lyra and the disguised Savras fell in love with one another. They laid with each other, and then Lyra got pregnant. Our seers say that Lyra's deception weighed heavy on Savras, and so he confessed to Lyra that he was Savras all along, and his original plan was to simply take back his orb. Furious and heartbroken, Lyra tore the unborn child from her womb and cast it adrift into a starlit pool. Then she forever turned her back on Savras. In despair, Savras smashed his orb and swore never to deceive anyone again. Our seers say that heretics here in the city of Mesril believe that the stillborn child, this abomination, yet lives and will one day rise to seize his parents' place in the heavens with the help of a powerful being. This may yet be averted, and your job, children, as you grow older, is to look out for those who will grow powerful enough to stop this from ever happening. We do not know when, but time is of the essence, and these rumors of a spell plague are most worrying. 200 years later, the first things you see are the blank canvas sails, mizzen, main, and fore, and the long banner flying over the main crow's nest. Dozens of artists constructed this, from rope and sail makers to shipwrights and carpenters. A figurehead juts out arrogantly from the prow against the sea's peril. The quarterdeck and cabins are designed better than most houses. When the bell rings and the crew calls out and takes stations, the very elements are charged with excitement and adventure. On deck, you see some of the other passengers you got on board with. Your eye is immediately caught by a very rare sight: birdfolk. The creature stands the height of a human, but with the feathered wings and beaked snout of a massive bird. They move on spindly legs, a grace to their movement hinting at lightweight bones and uncanny coordination. Their eyes are bright, cunning, and alert, and as they move, the sunlight plays across their gleaming feathers. A half-elf troubadour with nimble fingers that race deftly across the strings of a lute, plucking out a simple yet pleasant tune that crescendos into a flurry of chords. They move as they play, their lithe form striking a dynamic pose, even in their leather armor. Their high, lilting voice joins the chorus, emerging from the lute's melody like a blooming flower, lifting and harmonizing. A strange glimmer surrounds the half-elf as they play, flowing outward from the vibrating lute strings until it encompasses the entirety of the surrounding audience. A rather tall blue-colored creature with a dark red mane stands in the corner looking around the ship in wonder. This wild-looking furbolg leans on a gnarled staff of oak engraved with strange symbols, wrapped in leather and topped with a sprig of holly. Garbed in well-worn leather armor, a vine rope belt laden with pouches of herbs, a knife, and a small sickle for harvesting shrubs, moss, and the like hangs loosely around the hips. They move slowly, purposefully, and their emerald eyes shine with a subdued wisdom. Beside the furbolg, another rare sight, a turtle, like a huge tortoise standing on its hind legs. She rests a fist on a warhammer holstered at her hip, head bowed and eyes shut in prayer. With her other hand, she wields a shield emblazoned with a tortoise-shell symbol ubiquitous among her iconography of her people. But in this case, no doubt, meant to honor Ubtao, the only god of Chult. Such devotion is common among turtles of all stripes, but something about this turtle's presence hints at power behind that prayer. In stark contrast to the massive furbolg, a dark-haired tanned halfling sits on a barrel observing the lute player with an amused look about him. The halfling carries themselves with the caution and care of a scholar, leaning on a staff and patting a heavy tome tied to their side for comfort. But beneath a wizened veneer, unbridled power resides. You find yourselves on a ship, the Poison Orchid. You may now introduce your character. Hello?
Hello.
Sir, did I put you to sleep?
No, just listening, letting you have a moment, and then wondering who was going to go first, in all honesty, Peter. Like, right, okay, then, I mean, that was excellent, but who's going to go first?
How does one introduce one's character when he's busy playing a lute?
Sing a song.
Or we can skip it.
No, the introduction is always awkward, but we'll do it.
Alright. Let's begin with you, Mike.
I'll just sit there plucking my lute dandily, staring at my halfling friend. Sort of look at the furbolg. Oh, hey man, you look a bit out of shape. Where are you from?
From a forest inland.
Alright,
Few days away from Waterdeep.
Waterdeep. Strange place to find someone like you there.
No, I wouldn't expect to find myself there. I'm out of sorts. Was very, very, very busy place. Lots to do and lots to see.
Yeah, you're telling me. Name's Blaine. I'm here on this trip to Chalk.
How do you do?
What's your
Where
name,
you come
feller?
from? Brutus.
Yes, you are.
Where are you from?
Oh, here and thereabouts. I'm kind of a traveller, you might say.
Oh, I wonder. Well, good to meet you.
Ah. Who else we got on this ship? Do you know anyone?
I don't know anyone.
At all?
Just stowaway myself.
What takes you to Chalk then?
Probably nature. My village elder's got some sort of disease. I'm in hunt of a cure for him. So I can make my way back into my tribe. I was banished.
Sounds deep, man. Well, I hope you find the cure.
Yeah, thank you.
What's Quinn Tallow-Tough doing?
Is watching the turtle and has noticed the symbol on their shield. You were going home there, turtle?
Yes, I am.
Your kind don't usually venture outwards. What takes you?
I've been to see the carnival. Very interesting things happened, and I wanted to go and see for myself what happened and what could be there. It was very interesting. Did you see the constructs?
I'm loving that the turtle speaks slowly as well.
Oh, yeah. The metal folk in a passing. Yeah, I'm on my way home. I've been away for about 2 years. Oh, I'm Quinn, by the way, and you are?
Yim. Got my name. Yim. My name's Yim. Nice to meet you, Quinn.
Oh, yeah,
Where are you from?
Oh well, I'm heading home. I kind of maybe got lost a little couple years ago, and let's just say it took me the long way to get home.
A migration?
Not exactly. More like I was trying to go to the left, and I ended up going to the right.
As you do sometimes, yes, that can happen. Yeah, very good to meet you, and we will return home, I guess, soon.
Oh, why?
Who else is in here that we've not?
Elijah
Spotted?
just sits there reading his book, taking notes on all of you.
Oh, the halfling.
Yep.
Just as you're
Oh.
taking notes, a voice calls out loudly from behind you. You turn to look. As stood atop the quarterdeck are two women. This music, damn it.
So loud all of a sudden.
Sorry. Stood atop the quarterdeck are two women, one shorter than the other. "Attention, Captain on deck!" shouts the shorter woman, with a wide smile on her face. The shorter woman is not just short, she's downright petite. She wears a sky blue tunic over a loose black leather vest, decorated with slashes that seem to have more to do with near misses than high fashion. She has curly dark hair tightly bound behind her neck. The belt at her waist carries a minor arsenal of sabers and knives. "Welcome aboard the Poison Orchid. Here we live free. We have a strict lights out at 9. My daughter's teething, and if she gets woken up, it's a nightmare to put her back down. I am the captain. My name is Zamira Drakasha. This is my lieutenant, Ezri Del Mastro. We have several weeks sail to Port Nyanzaru, so try to make yourselves comfortable. In the next 2 or 3 days, it's going to be hell for most of the land dwellers among you as you slowly get your sea legs. If you have any questions, direct them to Lieutenant Del Mastro. Try to stay out of the way of working sailors and do not go to the bottom deck for the duration of this journey. It is off limits. Breakfast is at first light, but the rest of the day is otherwise yours." Now, Zamira is taller than Ezri and broader across the shoulders. She is dark, with skin just a few shades lighter than the hull of the ship. Although she is striking, she's not young. The lines around her eyes proclaim she is around 40. She has cold eyes and clearly does not share Ezri's mischievous look. Her hair is the color of night, braided with threads of gold and silver under her four-cornered hat. Despite the heat, she wears a weather-stained brown frock coat, lined along the insides with brilliant gold silk. But most astonishingly, there seems to be some kind of glass mosaic vest hanging loose beneath her coat. This sort of armor is rarely seen outside of royal palaces, each piece of glass joined by a latticework of metal ringlets. The vest glitters with reflected sunlight, more intricate than a stained glass window, 1,000 fingernail-sized chips of gleaming glory outlined in silver. Ezri calls out, "Now, can anyone among you claim to be any sort of cook?" And she looks at you all.
Quinn sticks his hand up, going, Here, it's me.
Her eyes fixed on you and she says, "Good. When the anchor's up, get below and have a look at the stores. We've a brick firebox at the forecastle. plus an alchemical stone and a cauldron. We'll want a hell of a meal once we're past the glass reefs, so show some initiative and tap a cask of ale. As soon as she says this, all the crew break out in a cheer. The captain calls out, "Come now, Jabril! Capstan Bar is in standby to haul up anchor. Now, Master Caldris, we shall make for sea." "Aye, Captain Drakasha," replies one of the sailors at the helm. You see the sailor called Caldris collar 4 men nearest to him and begin leading them below. Under his guidance, they will keep the anchor cable moving smoothly towards its tier at the orlop. "Jabril, hands to the capstan and to raise anchor." Just then you see Ezri and Jabril join all the remaining members of the crew at the capstan, where the last of the heavy wooden bars are being slid into their apertures. Drakasha blows on her whistle and the men cram together shoulder to shoulder on the bars. "Raise anchor! Step and on! Step and on! Push it hard, she'll be up 'fore long!" Ezri chants at the top of her lungs, giving them a cadence to stamp and shove by. The men strain at the capstan and the mechanism begins to turn and the smell of wet cable fills the air. "Heave and up! Heave and up! Drop the anchor and we'll all be fucked!" Soon enough, they manage to heave the anchor up out of the water, and Ezri sends the party forward to the starboard bow to secure it. Most of the men step away from the capstan, groaning and stretching, while Caldris returns from below decks, as Drakasa shouts again with a broad smile on her face. "Master Caldris! Set us southwest by west, and then south for the Sea of Swords." "Aye, Captain." Drakasha looks up and shouts, "Hands aloft to loose topsails and the gallants! On the word, mind you!" Unable to disguise her mirth, Drakasha bellows, "Master Caldris, now we shall see if you know your business." Just then the Poison Orchid begins to move south on the topsails and topgallants, making fair use of the stiff breeze blowing west off the mainland, her bow slicing smoothly through the calm, dark waters, and the deck beneath your feet heeling only the tiniest bit to starboard. Onward to this island of Chult. And off we go.
I'll start with a merry tune as we head off to enliven the lads on the rigging.
Oh, well, they all burst into song at the same time.
Good. Like a bit of merry.
What should we do with the drunken sailor? What should we do with the
I need to turn all this music down at some point. Yeah, so you are sailing south out of Waterdeep, and you'll be on your way. I'll bring up a map. And you're all going to shout that there is no tokens. Oh God. I love teething problems, they're the best.
It's great. Good to get him at the start of the campaign though.
Yeah, better to get them happening now, mate. Don't worry about it.
Good, I'll grab a beer.
You might as well.
At least we got some good music to sit and listen to.
Oh, Sally Brown, she's a gal for me, boy.
When the song changes.
Are you moving my volume?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh God, I've got the wrong map up. Shit. After all that time.
Well, while everyone's singing and all the crew is and whatnot, Yim's gonna try and join in, but obviously really slowly and not quite keeping in time with everybody else, but giving it a he.
You're gonna be like
shot.
slowly clapping and slowly stamping your foot.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, like trying, but not quite keeping time or keeping up with everybody else.
I'll head over to her and start dancing around her just to encourage her a bit more.
Okay. What's Brutus doing?
we went to
Brutus
get a
is getting
drink.
a beer, yeah. Brutus
Oh,
is
yeah.
getting a beer.
What is? I need to get to know your names now.
Could we have them on the screen? They were really helpful before where we had people's names next to them.
Apologies, it's all broken.
If you currently,
No, not right now.
I think if you roll your mouse over some of the tokens on the intro screen, it does sort of drop names. I think Elias is the one that doesn't. I don't know if mine does.
No.
No, but I mean linking them to who's playing them as well, because it'll take me a bit to remember who's who.
Oh yeah. Mm. I see what you mean. There's a bit where you display the name.
Yours isn't working there, Mark.
Token
It-
disposition,
Brutus.
friendly.
Try
Display name. There you go. So go to your character sheet, and at the top there's a button that says prototype token. Okay. And on the character tab it says display name, and turn it to always for everyone.
Like I have done.
Yeah.
Always.
How do you do it? Sorry.
So
Right
go
click
to
on
the
your token.
prototype token.
Right
Update
click
to-
on the token. Yeah.
Click on the little cog,
Aye.
and under display name, there's a list. Click on the one at the bottom. Always. For everyone,
Alrighty.
and then
There
update
we
token.
go.
Always.
I think I need a new token because mine's still only on mouse over.
Yeah, mine is too. It's not.
I think you gotta pull another token on to refresh it. To be fair.
Alright.
Right, be back in a sec. Quickly gotta like.
Edit. It's paused. I can't pull a token up. Yeah.
I'm just picturing that Raspberry Pi downstairs just on fire right now.
Kicking.
I
Put it in the
can't
fridge.
load any maps or anything. Marvelous.
Do you want to reboot it, Peter?
I think I'm gonna have to.
I might go and have a quick sig then while that's happening, if that's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. And get a top up on my drink. Lovely. Right, see you in 5, guys.
All right. Stupid thing.
Technical difficulties.
.com. I've killed the server, so you might as well just close your browser or whatever. But not you, Mike, because you're streaming.
Yes.
All this is live.
Just let me know when it's refreshing.
Should be back online now. I don't think it can take the strain.
Can he take the powder, Captain?
Is Dylan back?
Yeah.
How do you fancy that trip to Bolton then, next weekend?
Yeah. I'll wait till I hear back from them though.
Yeah, they said they were going to contact you before you can.
Read
You
back,
can
sounds
you
good,
can
yeah.
reserve graphics cards at Scan, but you have to turn up in person to collect. And have a barbecue for some reason. Random.
I
What
think
you
they've had them
buying?
before, haven't they? They call it the summer barbecue, but never
That's
actually
it.
barbecue. But now,
It's September.
What you buying? What you buying?
3060 Ti. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Nice.
I still want to get a 3080, but the fuckers are still like £1,400. No,
Yeah, the inflated prices are.
don't be stupid.
Don't be paying scalper prices.
No,
yeah.
no. No, I'll wait till they come back down to 800.
100.
800. 800.
Oh, 800.
Jesus
Sorry, I thought you
Christ,
said
I'm
100.
fucking retarded, man. I'm gonna wait till I'm 90 and then buy one at a boot sale.
It's the pile of junk.
Oh, has it worked?
This is physically painful.
Oh.
It's back on.
Yeah?
getting grey screen.
Should
You
I
might have-
refresh?
You might have to hit F5 to refresh. I might just move this server to Sean's at some point, but not tonight. Originally, this was running on somebody else's server, and then he did something to a bit piratey.
Piratey.
And then I downloaded Tomb of Annihilation off his server and onto mine, and it's just half broke. The error log is just packed with errors.
Let's try.
I am back at the title screen.
Getting there. While we're doing that, I'll send you a picture of what I've been working on this week.
Is it accountancy stuff?
No, in my spare time at night.
Okay.
Oh.
The felted turtle shell.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's took me
Wait.
hours.
Where are you sending it?
Oh, what's that?
Oh, that's really cute, Meg. I really like that.
Oh yeah.
It's my little turtle keychain to get me in character. Oh, right. User configuration. Do I just save configuration?
That shouldn't be saying that.
Should I just close it? I've closed it.
Is it? All right.
And I'm back on the main screen with the picture of the boat.
Just need Dylan now, and then I'll try and make this work.
Oh, name. I'm gonna try and put my name on again. Always for everyone. Oh, it's not working. You've managed to get yours up there, Craig, though.
What's wrong? All
My
right, you're
name?
doing your. Yeah, I'll do it for you.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you. I have ticked always for everyone, but it's just not working.
Yeah, I'm still getting the grey screen thing.
F5. Oh God, Sean.
How deep is that guy's voice?
Pretty deep.
I'm gonna try running it on Edge.
It doesn't matter what browser it is. It's this end.
It's Peter's End.
Yeah.
See your
Got
name
this.
now, Meg.
Oh, yay!
Yim.
Excellent. Thank you.
So Yim is total cleric, right?
Correct.
Are you all geared up for running a cleric?
I've had a read. It might take me like a month or something, or maybe 6 to get into it. But
Oh
I've read some bits. I'm gonna try my best. You have to bear with me.
And then Elias Sonorc, does that mean like son of an orc? You
Nope.
son of an orc. No? No relation. So
No.
you are a wizard, correct?
Correct.
And Quinn Tallow-Tuft is an Aarakocra monk. Brutus Bitterbook we all know. Famous Brutus Bitterbook. The druid, and then Blaine. Is there no surname? Just Blaine.
Just Blaine, that's all he remembers.
Alright.
Don't forget he's been cursed.
The cursed bard.
I feel like Brutus Bitterbook sounds like he should have his own beer brand.
Yeah,
Hoppy.
Yeah.
Very hoppy
Yeah,
ale.
yeah.
yeah.
This tastes like licking leaves.
Have you logged in, Dylan?
No.
Just seen your name appear.
No,
Yeah,
I've had
oh, yeah,
enough.
yeah. It's done it. It's done it. I did it. I was just downloading Firefox as well, and then Edge has just popped up. Edge's one. Which I don't really like, but
I mean, mine's in it's not that bad, is it? Why does it take so long to switch maps?
Oh, mine's at 71%.
Yeah, same.
I'm
Does
still
it
on
say
the
any
intro
words?
screen.
mine says 100%, but it's not changed.
Oh yeah, mine's just done that, but no, it's same one.
100% popped up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I sent you the wrong map.
Oh, who's them?
Don't know, they're very
Oh,
clangy.
after a few days, is there anything that you lot are doing on the ship?
Just general introductions.
I mean, the days are passing. It's quite difficult for the landlubbers among you. The first couple of days, just being sick, pretty much all the time. Apart from the turtle and the arrowcockra, the bird folk. The turtle seems quite accustomed to this, and the bird folk is, well, a master of balance. You going anywhere, doing anything on the ship?
Out of curiosity, I might keep an eye on the lower decks we're not supposed to go into. Not going in there, but just sort of keeping an eye on what's going in and out.
Yeah, Elias is definitely curious as to what's down there, to be honest.
I mean, when you go down to basically your sleeping quarters, which is just hammocks, there is another set of stairs that heads further down. But you see, I mean, you poke your head from the top of the stairs over to just to grab a glance, and you do see guards standing there. These guards look like it's not someone to be messed with. They're dressed in red and quite nice looking armor.
Say, Elias, how about I cast a suggestion on one of these fellas and he tell us what's in that room there?
Worth a try, he says.
Sound
with
like a
quick
plan?
roll of his hand, yeah.
Mind you, I don't want to get in trouble and thrown off the ship mid journey. You know what I'm saying?
It's not really a time we want to be pressing our luck, maybe. But I am quite curious as to what's down there.
There's something there.
My maps are just not fucking working.
Fair than mine, man. We don't need them. It's fine.
Okay, so there is you do catch occasionally a whiff of a pretty bad smell coming from below decks. But otherwise, the sea is calm as you sail south towards this Sword Coast. Oh, the map has come to life. As you look around, I'm hoping this is going to work. If it doesn't, I'll just give up. As you look around, most of you don't really. I mean, there are other passengers. The sailors running about, busying themselves. But Brutus notices a familiar face, which is kind of hard to miss. It's Volo.
Volo. Whereabouts is he?
He's kind of occasionally wanders up. I mean, this is over the course of a few days. He wanders up from below decks, from the sleeping quarters, that is. Occasionally going into the captain's quarters, coming out again. He's always carrying a book, and there's absolutely no way that I'm going to imitate the voice that Mike did when he ran Volo. But he doesn't seem to notice you.
I've got no vision on my token. Ooh, it's loud.
Sorry, is it music?
The ambience. So I have to turn it down a little bit. Volo, it's me, Brutus.
He looks at you, startled, that anybody said his name. And he said, "Oh God, here we go. Sorry, Mike." He goes, "Hey, Brutus,
It's a me, Mario.
it's me, Volo."
What's
He says,
you?
"What are
Sorry,
you
go on.
doing here?"
No, I decided to leave town. Been out on the depths.
And you're heading to Chult?
I've heard there's a jungle and stuff there. It's more my sorts of venue. It's where I got brought up in the wild and that. But
Yes, yes. A leafy
Shit.
fellow like you ought to... It's okay, don't worry.
Sorry.
A leafy fellow like you will definitely enjoy it down there.
well, I'm sure. I've seen you about a few days. I've not really seen you to talk to you. What's that book you've been carrying around? Sitting
This
down
book,
in your
this is my new book. It's
Your new book.
Volo's Guide to Monsters. I'm hoping to sell it to the denizens of Port Nyanzaru.
Oh, Guide to Monsters.
Say, how's the old pub?
Well, it's in good repair and everything. I think my friends back there, I think they're keeping it well.
Great. I'm glad to hear that you really made a go of it. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting anything like that, but last I heard, your pub was famous. It was, what was it? The people called it the Hag's Tits for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, Hagstitz, which is something or other. Yeah, plenty of nicknames. Charles
Yes,
still are.
yes.
Yep. So,
Well,
yeah.
sorry.
Sorry, go on. You right?
No, you go on.
Yeah, it was a good place. It's in good repair. and-
Well, I'm sorry to say that I don't have any more buildings for you in Port Nyanzaru. I'll be a tourist there, same as you.
All right. Sure, you've got a bit about you. You can look after yourself anyway.
Oh yes, once I meet with my contacts, the merchant princes in Port Nyanzaru, everything should go better than it did in Waterdeep. So anyway, nice to see you again. He looks around and he says, "Where are your friends?"
I think they're around the ship. I think a few of them are on the second to bottom deck.
Ah,
I'm just
I'll
trying to help out on top deck, trying to learn the lingo and whatnot. You know.
He leans in and he says, "Did you have you smelt the bottom deck?"
Yeah, I can smell quite a few things on this ship.
Yikes!
Most
Yeah, it's,
smells are unfamiliar to me.
the strongest smell to you, Dylan, is really unusual for you because you've never been, I don't think, this far out at sea, and it's just almost an overwhelming smell of the sea. You've smelt it from a distance, but it's mainly been like port musk, if you know what I mean. This is wide open sea. The sea is churning. The salt is in the air. But he says, yeah. So anyway, I'll see you around, Brutus.
Yeah. Just before you go, what happened to you back in Waterdeep?
Oh, just money. I sure really could have done with having an inn of my own, but never mind. You have it now, and I'm glad. Even though you are here.
Who are the merchant princes?
The merchant princes, they are the... It's a very strange setup they have. They don't have a king or a queen or a president like some exotic places do. I don't know, these backwaters, but they have merchant princes. They are princes who are also merchants, I guess. He seems a bit confused about it himself. But they all have their fingers in all kinds of pies. No doubt you will come across at least one or two of them.
Well, it's good to speak to you. I'll probably see you around.
Yeah.
Sailing for a few more days.
As he begins to walk away, a thought occurs to him, and he turns around and said, "Did you say you're going to the jungle?"
I'm open too. Yeah.
If you do, just be sure to take a guide. It's a wild place.
Not my favourite type.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Okay, so goodbye. And he just kind of wanders off, glancing at his book, reading it, making notes. Anyone else?
I'm going to try and go down and talk to the guards and maybe cast suggestion upon them,
You bastard.
because I'm intrigued as to what that smell is.
Mhm.
See if I can talk my way out of this one.
Are you heading down then?
I am.
As you put your foot on the first step, they both turn around in unison and say, "Halt! Turn around!"
Well, okay, man. All right. I'm just curious now. I just wondered if y'all tell me what's in there, as I cast suggestion. There you go.
Go on.
Yeah,
What's
you
my
have to,
DC?
what is the DC? Hang on. Oh, where's suggestion? Hang on. I'm looking. Oh, crap. I'll use D&D Beyond. It's a bit easy to read than Foundry.
If you just click the dice thing next to the spell when you cast it,
See, that's the thing. I always forget that.
it gives me something. It tells me what I'm clicking, what I'm aiming for.
Okay. There you go.
DC 13.
13.
So these guys, they're dressed. So they're dressed in all red. Their eyes are sharp, and you just get an overwhelming feeling that they're not to be fucked with. So is it a saving throw? Saving throw. Both of them begin to pull their swords out. Their hands move to their swords, and they say, "You try that again, you will feel cold steel." And they're both saying it in unison, Mike. "You will feel cold steel go through your belly."
Hey, man. I don't want to live on that kind of diet. I'll leave you guys alone. And I'll maybe see you on the other side.
Don't come back.
Hey!
And they
Of course
stare at
not.
you until you leave.
And I shuffle off meekly.
Um,
It's worth a go.
but as soon as you walk away, they just turn and they just go back to staring at the wall.
Has Elias seen these guards?
I mean, you can see them from the top of the stairs.
Yeah, I can see them. So, would I recognize their armor?
Let's have a... What kind of check would that be? You tell me.
Well, I guess I suppose if I recognise their armor, I
History?
might be looking for some sort of emblem or faction that they're from, right? You know. So yeah, I suppose you might go with that.
Okay, there's no emblems. In fact, they're curiously devoid of emblems. Their
Okay.
shields carry no emblem, they're just blank. But they are dressed in red, like scarlet red.
Yeah, but being
so
a
let's
wizard, I guess
have-
I'd maybe be familiar with people that dress in red as well, particularly.
Let's have a history check.
Go for
However,
it.
they don't have any. We're gonna have to call it DC 16 because they're just carrying
Ah,
no emblems
piss.
whatsoever.
15.
Ah, I
Hmm.
didn't see your roll. I promise.
Okay.
Okay, well, 15. The clothes that they're wearing. So the clothes that they're wearing, the almost like robes, but
Mm.
they've got armor on top of these robes. So they're not magic casters. They're not wizards. Otherwise, they wouldn't be carrying like heavy armor. But something about this scarlet color reminds you of something that you heard or learned about back at the academy. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it's something in your mind is ringing like danger color.
Mhm. He puts his hand on Blaine's shoulder and is like, I think it's probably best we leave that alone for now, friend.
You're telling me. I don't want to become
Have
no
I- have
shish
I-
kebab.
So have I witnessed all this stuff they've just said to Blaine as well? Yeah.
If you were there, then yeah.
I was intending to be because that was kind of the plan that we would kind of go and have a bit of a nosy. I just say to him, do you not notice the curious way that they both moved and spoke?
Seem a little
Seem-
autonomous.
Somewhat unnatural, indeed.
To speak in unison like that's a little bit odd.
Never mind. Maybe we leave it be for the night, and in time it may reveal itself.
Yeah, I think we're here for a few days more. Maybe get to know the captain.
Good idea.
What would you like to do?
Elias, well, I'm gonna bunk down for the night at that. I think I don't really want to antagonize the crew or those two particular guards by pushing our luck any further.
Is there any way of noticing like other guards on the ship? Are they acting similar, or is it just those two?
With that in mind, let's have a perception check. We'll call it 10. Nice and easy.
Oh, Mike privately rolled some dice.
What's 7?
I don't know.
17. It's quite easy to tell that the rest of the sailors are just plain sailors. They're not armed. The only people that you notice, other than the guards that were armed, was the captain and Esri. So Captain Drakasha and Esri are armed, but it just seems like natural for them to be armed. But no, the rest of the sailors is nothing untoward. They're just carrying on with their business. For some reason, it's not put any tokens in, but they're kobolds. They're quite a mix of races: kobolds, lizards, lizard folk, even goblins and orcs.
Quite a mix of riffraff and stowaways.
Is there any way I can get a glimpse of the compass to sort of determine what direction we're heading? We're still heading sort of south. We were heading south, weren't we?
You head up to the helm, where the helmsman, Master Caldris, is. Well, he's not steering the ship. He's got a subordinate steering the ship, but occasionally he glances at a compass, and he's getting all his not cartography, all his navigation tools out ready for the night, presumably to watch the stars.
Cool. Hey man, how's the waters? Are we smooth sailing so far?
Yes, sir. We are well on time. well on time, and he gets his compass out and he shows you, like taps on it and he says, "See, southbound."
Perfect.
And
If
he
you
he
see any
says
trouble,
he says to his apprentice, "Steady as she goes." And the apprentice just rolls his eyes.
do you see any trouble on the horizon? Maybe inclement weather or kraken?
His neck practically snaps as he turns his head towards you. He says, "Why? What have you seen?" And he looks around on the horizon, and he shouts up to the crow's nest. Crow's nest. I don't know how he shouts up to a crow's nest. What do you see? And after a few moments, the reply comes back. Nothing, Master Caldris. I see nothing. Why? And he looks back at you and he's like, What do you know?
I don't know shit. I've never been on a boat like this before, and I'm just wondering, do you predict any trouble?
He looks at you a bit closer and he scoffs. And he says, "There's no trouble. I don't understand what this conversation is even about."
Me either. Just making small talk. I just want to kill the time.
What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis? You know, people on this ship are a bit nice and cozy. Just want to get to know y'all.
Love the accent. You need to keep it. What about Quinn?
Quinn will exit. Will get up and think I need the toilet, and then sort of half-assedly stumble out of his out the way into the hall and go in the opposite direction and end up in where the bottom of the ship, where the two guards are.
As you put your foot on the first step, they turn around in unison and say, "Halt! Turn around!"
Oh, sorry. Are you guys waiting for the bathroom too?
They put their hands move towards their swords.
Whoa! I wasn't gonna cut in line or anything. I'm just looking for the bathroom.
Turn around.
All right, fine. Use the nice bathroom. Smells terrible anyway. And
One of the sailors is walking past, and he says, just go and use the crap line, which, unfortunately, for some reason, is at the front of the ship. The bow? Is it the bow? I can't remember. Whatever the front is.
The bow, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I do know like the crap line is at the front.
Quinn's gonna turn and goes, "Why do they get to use the posh loo? Why can't I use that?" And like points there, like doesn't get like why they're so defensive of the door.
The sailor just shrugs absently and just carries on with his work. I don't know,
Yeah.
pulling ropes or something. Whatever sailors do.
Quinn's just gonna go try find the crap line, but probably end up in the wrong place again. Just like knocking on doors, going, "Is this the loo? Is this the loo?"
Everybody basically points you to the top deck.
All right, I'll head up on top deck.
Dick.
Okay. And you use the loo. I won't describe that.
No.
But, what I see you doing? Anything?
Am I just? I mean, I'd like to observe the sea. Do I see anything, like just by progress, or like who's milling about?
I'll wave at Quinn.
The sea looks calm. There's a few islands to the what you assume to be north and south.
Is there? Apart from the navigator, do I spot anybody else, or?
Well, the navigator is always there. There's an apprentice always there steering the ship, actually holding the wheel.
Yeah, the wheel.
I think it's called the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wheel. The helmsman at the wheel.
That's the one.
All right, I'll head back down, but I want to keep an birds have ears? Oh, I don't know what birds have.
Sort
Some
of.
of
I mean,
ears.
little fluffy, pointy things.
Yeah, I'll keep my fluffy, pointy things out for just any conversation, like just listening and seeing if I can hear anything.
Okay. Well, I mean, the main thing that you're getting in the open sea is light filtering through layers of clouds that dapple the vastness of the sea in great swathes of color. Cold grey waves take on greener and bluer hues with distant sun breaks, painting in flashes of silver. It feels open, immense, and forlorn. But then a splash in the water and a disappearing tail makes you realize you float among an unknown world, ignorant of its teeming population. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, very well. All right, I'll go back to bed.
Okay. Is everybody going back to bed?
Yeah, Elias is just gonna lay there and read his book for the evening.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll
Nope.
go to bed.
All right. Elias, you hear like a rush of water
Okay, I jump out of
blowing
the
into
hammock.
the air.
Is the water? I jump out of the hammock. Do I feel water on the deck?
Are you going on the top deck?
Is the water on my deck? I'm asking that I'm on at
No,
the
no, no,
moment.
no, 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 no. You
No,
hear
okay.
it like through the planks in the walls of the ship.
Okay, I quickly nudge Blaine and like put a signal to him like shh, but we're gonna go and have a look.
As you get to the top deck, you hear a lot of the sailors sort of talking amongst themselves as they do because they are obviously on shift.
Gotta pass your time, aren't you? At work.
And they put the fingers to the mouse and they kind of shush you and they point overboard. And as you go to the edge of the ship, you see a pod of whales. The moonlight gleams on the deep grey blubbery skin of the enormous creatures as the pod swims through the buffeting ocean waves. Looking carefully, you can see that their mottled skin is not scaly like that of a fish, but more like the hide of a great beast. As if to punctuate this thought, one of the whales exhales again from its blowhole with great force and a mist of air and water erupting like a geyser, and a bit of bad breath as well. So, this is your first experience with whales.
I mean, Elias pulls out his book and desperately starts to try and sketch what he can see, and you know, like take a picture. But obviously, cameras don't exist, do they? So he's got to do his best to take down what he can see. Absolutely. So he starts like sketching these whales in the water, and you know, the best he can basically with basic ink.
One of the whales tips over slightly, and its massive eye, that's probably as big as you, just considers you for a moment as it dives down below, and the pod of whales is gone.
Like stunned, I just look back at Blaine like, did I imagine that? Like, that was quite an experience.
Crazy shit, man. I've never seen nothing like that. God.
Elias just ponders the thought of like, God, I'm so small. You know, like, like that thing is so massively huge by comparison to Elias.
Elias, could you imagine being swallowed whole by one of those things? Shit, we wouldn't even touch the sides.
Quite easily, my friend, quite easily. Scary thought, right?
Terrifying.
As you have this conversation, Captain Drakasha is standing behind you, and she says, "Beautiful, aren't they?"
They can be.
Very much so. Yeah, absolutely.
Have you seen them before?
She lets out a laugh and she says, "All the time. and I never grow tired of it. So, what brings you fine gentlemen to Chult?
Well, I'm somewhat of an explorer, and I appreciate fine antiquities and relics of rarity, as we shall say.
Relics of rarity, you say?
Yeah, things you don't come across once in a while.
She looks thoughtful for a moment and she says, tomorrow morning, stop by my cabin and I'd like. So you know about oddities and rarities, do you?
I have a distinguished interest, a storied career, shall we say.
I have an artifact I'd like you to take a look at.
Well.
If you stop by tomorrow morning.
It's not cursed, is it?
I don't know. You tell me.
It'll be my pleasure.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, Captain.
And she
Okay.
heads back to her cabin.
Okay.
And then the rest of the night passes without event. Dawn rises. Dawn breaks, I mean. Ship's still moving. The islands that were to the north and south, now you seem to be coming around a corner, if there was such a thing in the sea, as you are now heading dead south through the Sea of Swords. Anything from anyone?
We're dawn now, right? So
It's
can
the
I
next
actually
day.
see anything? 'Cause at the
Yeah.
moment, I'm just looking at blackness.
Sorry.
Sorry, that little wow.
Can you see now?
No.
Can I turn the light back on or not?
Let me try and sort it out.
Shit. Over clicking.
Boom.
That?
No. Oh,
Is that
Who's having a rave on the ship?
me? That's alright, yeah. I know.
Yay, I can see things now.
Jim's got
Sorry,
a
I didn't
PlayStation.
realize you all had a blank screen.
no. It was just pretty much blackness for me. Yeah.
Sorry.
I could just see my token in the middle of the darkness, like, ooh,
Yep.
nice.
And I've gone to a grey screen now.
Oh, me too.
I'm on a grey screen.
I'm just refreshing them up. Don't worry. So it's the next day.
While it's refreshing, here, can I? So I'm on the sleeping deck, and I'm gonna have a little toddle over and slip on the top step, going down, but like tuck everything in so I can roll down like a bowling ball, kind of a oblong bowling ball.
Wait, where are you doing this? From the top of the stairs?
Yeah.
You're just tumbling down the stairs?
Yeah, but I've tucked everything in.
Oh, you just kind of, you're going Super Mario
Yeah.
Tortoise down the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Are you inside your shell right now?
I'm inside my shell, yeah.
You hear swords draw, and you can't really feel anything bad. You can tell that your shell is being poked with swords, but you hear no voices. You just hear some distant. I mean, you hear like a whimper as you hit the deck on the bottom. But these two soldiers are obviously, they don't understand what they're looking at right now. They're just kind of poking the shell. And one of them leans down and kind of says inside the shell, "You need to leave."
I was hoping that went better. I'll slowly walk back up the stairs then.
They're pointing their swords at you.
Well, I can't
will
move
tell
any
you that when-
faster.
when you got to the bottom of the stairs,
Yeah.
the smell was almost unbearable down there.
And what? Can I identify what sort of smell it is? Like, is it a shit smell, like a dead body smell, or
Not dead body smell, but definitely
food smell?
definitely poo, and just general unwashed, but just unwashed is the best word I can use to describe it.
Okay. Did I get? Can I like get a closer look at what these things might be as well? Are they constructs? Because I've seen the constructs.
No, they're people.
So they're actual
They're
human
both
people.
they're both
They're not-
bald. They're both bald, but they're half of the faces are covered up to the nose with like a almost like like masks basically, cloth masks, scarlet red of course. They're wearing heavy armor, but they're definitely people. Only one of them spoke to you that time.
Okay. So they're not constructs of any sort then, definitely living beings or whatever, yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, I'll just go back upstairs and come and join everyone on the top deck, I guess, if that's where everyone else is.
Okay. After a few moments, you hear a shout from the crow's nest. And they say, "Captain, it's the floating village." And the captain comes out of her quarters, gets her, she gets a telescope, not telescope, what's it called? The spyglass. She gets her spyglass out, and she says, "Master Caldris, get ready to weigh anchor." As they approach the floating village. You all approach the floating village. This floating village there's no island. It's as you get closer, you can see these buildings, just basically almost like shacks. And as you get closer, and the ship slows to a stop, you see. At first, you think it looks like really short people. But as you get closer, you realize that instead of legs, they've got fishtails. So the lower half of the body is fish. As they all look to the ship, among them stands quite a tall fish person, wearing a crown and holding a trident.
Are they standing on the tails?
No, they're kind of sitting awkwardly like a mermaid would.
Alright,
Yeah.
okay.
Not like Paratel Fox,
The anchor drops into the sea with a big splash, and the ship comes to a stop. Obviously, it can't get all the way up to the boardwalk. So they begin lowering the boats over the side of the ship, and Captain Drakasha she's the first one on one of the boats, and she beckons you all to, and she says, "Come, stretch your legs. We're just doing a refill of our stocks."
Jumping.
Is anybody staying behind?
I'm tempted to see if the guards are a little bit more lax around the lower
Which
area.
guards? No, they're still down there. If that's what you're asking.
Before we disembark or whatever, just stand directly above the room, on the deck above, and cast detect magic.
You cast detect magic.
Yeah.
Okay. Moment.
Oh shit, forgot I were a cleric.
That's okay.
I remember. Good choice, Dill. Good choice.
So as you begin to cast detect magic, Dylan, it's almost as if you get the feeling as if a candle has blown out as you cast the spell, and you get nothing. It's almost as if you're holding a candle and somebody walked up to it and blew it out. That's the kind of sensation you got.
Right. Sorry, I don't know how to get rid of that bloody thing. I had to put it on to cast it.
Sorry, I wasn't looking. Yeah, don't
So
worry about it.
I don't really feel anything.
So
apart from that.
you can tell that your spell hasn't worked, but you don't quite understand why.
I think there's a magical presence.
Don't know what you
Yeah.
mean.
How's the
So-
lower deck lit? Is it
Very, very, very faintly.
very faintly?
It was almost pitch black when what's your Yim when Yim fell
Yim.
slid down the stairs. It was almost pitch black. It was so dark.
Maybe a candle or two, or is it just daylight that's shining through the boards?
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Sorry.
So how is it lit? Is it candlelight or is it just light shining through?
On the bottom deck, you can't tell. There's a very faint light when you look from the top of the stairs, but you can just about see the guards. But that's only because there's light coming from above, sort of lighting the deck below.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the island. Who's going?
I'll go.
Yeah, I'll go.
I'll go.
Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in.
Okay. Hold on, bear with me. Trying to find my. Yep. Just before we disembark, I'm gonna nip to the loop.
Sounds good.
Ooh.
Ooh,
What are you eating?
I'm not eating anything. It sounds like you are though.
Yeah, I've got a mouthful of M&Ms.
I've got mini cheddars.
What flavour?
Just regular.
don't really buzz off mini cheddars, but they did do a flavour that I really did enjoy. Go on, Shardia, what flavours do they do?
Oh, there was I want to say Statham cheese, or like it was a blue cheese type one. That was tasty.
Yeah, I like blue cheese.
Hilton.
No, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've had those. I had those last week. They're very nice.
Yeah, I don't. Many cheddars don't do it for me. But you know.
Are we talking about cheese here?
Yeah. How, they're called Stratton blue
Cheddar.
cheese.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Many
Meg-
cheddars.
Meg just pegged it back from her fag because she
No
had
cheese.
Yeah, I got her
I heard
cheese.
Someone say
Oh,
cheese.
dear. I'm here. Oh,
Your
dear.
sound-
No, I'm on,
Your sound's
chocolate,
changed.
yeah. I'm on my phone because I'm having my cig.
All right.
So yeah. I'm gonna look for some cheese in a minute on the way back.
I can just picture you taking a big block out of the fridge and just chomping into it, big bite, and just putting it back.
We might have that, yeah.
What are you gonna
no,
do?
I'm not a bloody savage. I chop like a chunk off it.
Nah, just bite it. Just full on. What are,
Teeth marks in it.
yeah. Mum's eating the cheese again. What are you gonna do if you become lactose intolerant?
Oh, that would be the worst, wouldn't it?
That's what happened to my sister. She used to eat cheese every day, became lactose intolerant, and now she suffers.
I'd have to do. There's a carrot woman who's allergic to carrots, and she's giving herself a little bit of carrot every day to build an immunity to it. That's the plan.
I was gonna say I can see Meg just suffering through it, saying "Fuck it, fuck the shits, bring it on."
It's
Just let
worth
me eat-
it.
Just this whole block of cheese in one.
I'll eat
Oh,
the crap
man.
out. It's fine.
pick me a colostomy bag, I'll eat the cheese.
Sorry, intestines. Today you suffer.
No, I'm quite lucky. I don't have any food allergies, so that's good. Let's hope that continues.
I'm gonna do that cheese rolling competition.
Oh,
the
with
hill thing?
Yeah,
No.
I'm sure you'd win that.
Meg's there like, what a waste of good cheese.
I know, just eats the cheese halfway down. I've won. Leave me alone.
Oh dear.
Don't people
Oh.
like? I'm looking cheese rolling competition.
We
It's
gotta do that.
absolutely insane. The
Wow.
size of the hill, the slant of the hill, it's ridiculous. There's something
Oh,
that is going on.
Oh my god, I've seen this.
This is a broken bones competition.
Yeah. I want to go, but I don't think I'd join in. I'd wait at the bottom for the cheese to get
Yeah.
to me.
Just catch it and do one.
Yeah.
Oh my-
it looks dangerous.
You seen that woman who's like won it about 5 times?
No. Is she the
Oh,
competition?
I think I've seen
Yeah.
this. Her shoulder's fucked up, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one.
What, from falling?
Yeah, she's broke most bones in her body, but her shoulder's like really bad, like permanently damaged, I think.
Fuck. No, I've not seen that.
I'm finding a picture though. I was like, what does she look like
Yeah.
again?
Looks quite young. She's about 27 now, I think.
Oh, perfect cheese retiring age.
Yeah.
The 27 club because she's won the.
Just looking at the. Oh no, this is a hill of death.
Oh yeah.
Why would you?
It's pretty steep if I remember rightly.
I think it's like 45 degrees or thereabouts.
Well, if you're gonna go, at least might as well make it interesting.
Okay, are we all back?
I think so.
Well, I'm not in for Mike for a bit.
Oh, I'm
Maybe
back.
he's doing a pat poo.
Have you didn't fall up the stairs this week, Mike? Did you?
No, I didn't have any child to put to bed. He's with his mother, so no treacherous scaling of the stairs. So
So-
all clear.
Your boat rocks up to the pier of these really poor-looking buildings, like ramshackle. You've no idea how they hold together. Waiting to greet you, however, so let me bring it up. Let me know when you've all loaded.
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
loaded.
I like it.
Yep.
It's a nice map, this.
Yeah.
This is where I think you need Monkey Island music. Just saying.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Mhm.
I don't know. I meant to get Monkey Island music.
It's on the server. Or was.
No. Never mind. Waiting for you. First of all, Drakasha hops out first, and she just kind of stops you as you're hopping out of the boat and says, "Just let me speak to him first, and then I will introduce you. This is King Nalos. Just wait." And she just asks you to wait, and she goes up to him and takes a deep bow to this creature who is much bigger than the rest of them. It's the shape of a human-like torso, and it trails like a great eel-like tail behind it. His eyes are black, completely black, as big as hen's eggs, and they peer suspiciously at you as Drakasha approaches him. And then surrounding him you're pretty certain they're not the same type of creature. The other ones are much smaller. These ones have scales instead of like similar skin to what the whales had, if you will. They have fins, whereas the bigger one doesn't, and they've got webbed hands, which the bigger one doesn't. And the lower half is obviously a finned tail. What the hell was that? All right. The lower half is like a finned tail, but it looks powerful. These are obviously this person's guards. Drakasha bows deeply to him, and says, she begins speaking in a language. Can any of you speak Aquan?
Nope.
Oh, I think I can.
Oh, you would do.
One sec. I'm sure I do. Oh shit, where's my languages? Oh no, I've seen it. I'm sure I've seen it. I'm sure I do. Yeah, Aquan. Yeah, I do.
All right.
Yeah.
The rest of them don't understand, but you instantly recognize the Aquan language. That Zamira begins speaking to Nalos and says, King Nalos, we are here for a resupply. With your permission, we would like to trade supplies with you. And King Nalos looks at her and says, Zamira, it has been a long time, too long. And he kind of claps her on the back and says, "Listen, I have quite an embarrassing issue going on in the city below. It's my son." And she says, "What, Morgan? What's happened?" And the big fish dude, King Nalos, says, "He has fallen in love." And Zamira looks visibly. At first, she looked really tense, but then she kind of relaxed, and she says, "So what's the problem?" He says, "He's in love with a sea hag," and he almost feels disgusted just saying the word. And I'm certain that she's cast some kind of spell on him. That's the only explanation for that thing to even be here. And Zamira says, "You, King Nalos, I would love to help you, but you know that since last time I cannot get involved the in the affairs of merfolk. It's just I cannot." And King Nalos says, I thought you would say that. What about your friends over there?" And you all see him just look at you, and he's speaking in this unintelligible language that almost sounds like someone trying to talk while they're underwater. But obviously, the turtle understand. Your friends over there, could they maybe, I don't know, separate them or something? It's disgusting. And she turns to you, and she turns back to him and says, I barely know them. I could not possibly ask such a thing of them. And his face hardens, and he says, in that case, the resupply might be difficult. And she says, King Nalos, don't be like that. I will ask them. And she turns to you and she explains what's happened. And she says, Can you provide assistance?
Do you want us to kill a sea hag?
Well, it doesn't. It sounds impossible the way he describes it, but I mean, if it comes to that, do you think you could handle such
Maybe.
a creature?
Possibly. Do you think this hag's bewitched him?
I mean,
Sounds like.
I guess I have never heard of such a thing.
Well, you don't know unless you try. What's in it for us?
A resupply, I think. Our food stocks are quite low. But we could possibly discuss some kind of recompense. I'm sure I can find something in one of my chests for you.
Well, you said you had some artifacts on board. Maybe I can have a look and see what you got.
He turns to him and continues speaking in this unintelligible language. And he looks relieved, although there's not many more expressions that his face really has, as far as you can tell. And he claps his hands together, and within moments, there's a sudden rushing of water in the center of this place, as a huge whale ascends from the depths, and it seems to have a saddle with multiple seats on it.
Nice.
Cool.
He begins speaking to you in his unintelligible language, but Yim understands that he wants to help you breathe underwater.
Okay, I'm gonna relay that back to everybody in like slowly. Like, you will be able to breathe underwater if you follow the instructions.
Before you can finish your sentence, he lifts his scepter, swings it around, and none of you feel anything really.
Elias is like, my book, the what? He's a bit stumped really. He doesn't want to put his book in the water.
Dry bag.
The king just kind of looks at you expectantly, and then kind of looks over to the whale.
I'm gonna slowly walk over and jump on.
Okay,
There,
I mean, it feels like you're jumping onto like solid ground. This is a sturdy vehicle.
Come on, guys.
Is there somewhere we can stash some valuables? Not too keen on getting my kind of antique loot fucked up in the water, if you know what I'm saying.
Drakasha says a couple of words to him, and he kind of chuckles to himself. the king, and he strains. It's almost as if he's trying to dislocate his jaw as he says to you, "Don't worry, they'll be safe." And then it looks relaxed again as he no longer has to speak in that bizarre language of yours.
Elias
okay.
really nervously climbs onto the whale, like, okay.
I'll get on with Elias. Well, if you think it's safe, buddy.
Okay. As you all climb aboard, the king bangs his scepter into the ground, as almost it's as if a bubble has just formed over your heads around this saddle, which is quite lush actually, really lovely saddle. Zamira kind of waves at you nervously, and the whale descends into the sea. As the whale, you feel like you're about to, like you're just fallen into water, but one sec. You feel like you've just fallen into water, but you're completely dry somehow. However, water rushes into your lungs, and at first you feel like you're quite scared you're gonna, well, drown. But after a couple of moments, you begin. It's just like breathing normal air, but you're somehow breathing water. You descend, and as you look down, one sec. Can you all see the map?
Yeah, it's pretty.
I'll be there in a sec. Oh, damn it.
Tick.
Can't find it. So as this whale descends, it approaches what appears to be a dock in this. Is nothing. You've never seen anything like this before. Buildings that appear to have been carved out of giant sea urchins. The creatures that you saw up above are now swimming freely around, along with all the other sea creatures. You see manta rays with saddles, and you see dolphins with saddles just swimming around, obviously quite tame. The whale actually goes past the marina, if you can call it that, this underwater marina, and continues descending into the depths. All the while, you're somehow completely dry, like you're underwater, but you can feel like you're completely dry. Your books are safe, but you are breathing water somehow. You continue to descend for quite a while as this is. So, the open, endless sea suddenly has a horizon, or possibly a wall, as a coral-covered slope of rock shoots up from the surface and descends into the deep, expanding in both directions. Confronting this vast wall of seafloor, you feel a bit like a bird discovering a mountain range while flying through the fog. And just as you crest this hill underwater, you see the throne room made out of coral. Coral! Sorry, I had to do that. Which I'm sure will load any second now. Have I disconnected? You're all muted.
Am I?
Me, yeah.
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry.
Come on,
Load.
please.
Dylan's
Please
muted.
load.
It's on 71.
This is painful. Should have done a test.
Test. I hear music. I'm well muted.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm on.
It's loading for me.
Ditto.
Nice.
I remember how big this map is.
I think it's animated, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you gotta be careful with the animated ones, aren't you? Because they take a while to load.
Oh, it wasn't so bad with Strad, was it?
No, not really, actually.
Right, who are we missing? Mike and Shardia.
Mine is a screen of grey.
Yeah, same. Oh, and now it's pink in one token.
Oh yeah, I need to put your tokens on, sorry.
Yep, mine is pink with one token.
Your token.
Tell it's been a while since I've done this.
Hello.
Hi.
Is it pink for everybody?
Think what?
Is the map pink for everybody?
Yeah.
No,
Blue.
I can see everything fine.
No, I can see loads of stuff swimming around and animal noises, and it's quite interesting.
I can F5 it and see if it. Oh, something happened.
I'm F5 in it as well, because my map's also pink. Damn you, Sean! I'm gonna blame Sean.
Send a strongly worded email.
What's happened? He's been downloading dodgy stuff and it's corrupted your files then, Peter.
He did something to Foundry so it will download pretty much everything we'd ever need to run a campaign, but whatever he did in the background has broken Foundry if you try and run it anywhere else. It only works on his server.
I see.
As I've discovered today. Oh, sorry about this. Give me a chance to read, I suppose.
I'm at 97%. It's trying its best.
It's getting there. It's like the little train in Dumbo.
Beautiful
I
map, though,
think I
Peter.
can. I think I can.
Nice, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh, nearly something happened and then it...
Oh, I'm back in the pink.
I'm back in the pink as well.
I'm back in the pink. I'm back in the pink.
All right. So for whoever can see it, great stuff. For whoever can't, it's just going to be theater of the mind, so we can get through this. Let's power through. So as you, the whale descends to the very bottom of the sea, in this coral throne room, which is actually out in the open. Over at the throne, you can see two figures. One of them bears a striking resemblance to the king, half fish, half man. The other one is, you can tell it's a woman. She's much smaller than him, and they're just whispering and giggling to each other. King Nalos is with you, and he strains to say to you that his son will not speak to him. So he's hoping you can diffuse the situation and just help him see sense.
Well, this is his son and the woman he's in love with.
Yeah.
It looks
Can I
like
ask
it.
the king if he's hostile towards him? Just
He strains to say to you, I won't try and do the accent because it was actually painful for me to do, but he strains to tell you that because of his previous efforts to get rid of her, his son will no longer speak to him. What do you do?
For future reference, I can see all these fish, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's all I wanted to know.
That's fine. If you want to turn into a shark in the jungle, you go ahead.
Crab. There's a crab there.
Yeah, crap, fine. All these things, you can write them down. So, the throne is, as you can tell, is a fair way away. There's a bridge between you and the throne. You're able to walk normally somehow. What do you do? The two lovebirds are just kind of whispering to each other and giggling.
has anybody got any ideas?
How far away are we from the lovebirds?
150 feet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're a ways away. So can we make out like we can see them quite well, can't we?
I
Or
mean,
is
yeah,
it-
they're not so far that you can't see them.
Can I just have a look at the sea hag and sort of ascertain what sort of if she's any particular type of sea hag, if her species is known for being bewitching or having that sort of power. Like I'm trying to ascertain her species basically.
I mean, as far as you can tell, it's not a sea hag.
Oh.
It's a woman.
Just looks like a fishy woman.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard of sea hags before, and they're meant to be hideous and misshapen and scraggly and ugly, and this is just, I mean, yeah, she's a woman. She's got blue skin.
I'll say to the others, well, she doesn't look like a typical sea hag from the stories I've heard about them. She just looks like a woman.
Well, let's go and see if she is. I will approach them whilst playing my lute, a romantic little tune. A ballad, if you will.
Strangely enough, your lute doesn't work underwater.
I'll pull out 2 pairs of spoons and clackety-clack them to sound like
Okay.
crabs doing a mating ritual.
Okay. You recreate the famous crab ballad the Clackers.
Johnny Crab.
Johnny Crab.
I'm also going to cast Comprehend Languages on myself, so I can understand any language.
Oh,
The literal
Okay.
meaning of any spoken language that you hear.
didn't realise that was a thing. Okay.
It is. Handy if you're an archaeologist. So yeah, as I approach, you pause the
Okay.
game.
How far are you gonna go?
Well, I'm going to walk straight up to them. Not at full pelt, I'm not going to run at them, but
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise it was paused.
yeah. Sort of leave 30 foot.
Okay. As you approach, as you get to about midpoint.
Can you pull
across
me on the map, Peter?
Are you not
I'm
on the
not
map?
on there. for some
There's two
reason.
Brutuses.
Yeah, I'm on twice.
Oh, sorry, I must have dragged you twice.
He's got his favourites, Craig, it's fine.
See how it is.
Family in it.
As you approach about halfway, the woman swims away and hides behind the throne. As this young merman, kind of he stands up, if standing up was possible for a fish, and he says, "Come no further," in a really dramatic Romeo and Juliet voice.
Greetings, my lord.
My father sent you, didn't he?
He didn't send us. He just told us to come down here and check it out.
Check what out?
This amazing city.
The amazing city is above here. You have no business being here. Now, you're disturbing me.
Disturbing you with what?
With my town, with my beautiful bride-to-be. Yes, you heard me right, father.
Well,
And his father makes a kind of gurgling noise.
congratulations, sir. When's the date? Have you got a date?
He's kind of taken aback by by what you just said, and he says, "Well, thank you. You're the first person. The date. It's," and he looks behind the throne, and he says, "1 week hence." In a really camp.
That seems mighty hasty. How long you two known each other? You seem pretty close.
We've known each other for 1 whole month. Yes, that's right, father.
Hey, why do you keep addressing your father?
Because he knows why.
He does?
And as you turn to the father and you look at him, and he kind of shrugs and shakes his head.
I don't think he does. Your pappy don't know nothing.
What do you want here?
Well, now I know there's such a big shindig ahead, I was hoping I might be able to entertain your folks at your wedding. You see, I'm a musician of sorts.
What, with a peasant song like the Clackers
No,
by Johnny Crab?
Johnny Crab, that's just a joke of mine. No, I can sing, I can play the lute, I'm pretty handy on drums, and I might even know myself how to whistle.
You know, to whistle underwater.
Sometimes.
I've heard sailors whistling. How do you whistle?
Well, I'd love to show you, but I'm too far away. Do you mind if I approach?
He looks behind him and he says, "No, best not. Just go away."
What's the woman doing? She's just cowering still.
She keeps peeking from behind the throne.
Pray tell, my lord, if you were to attend a wedding of such magnitude of yours, what would you bring as a gift?
Now, I would bring a beautiful bouquet of sea flowers. I don't know if that's it. Must be.
Just flowers? You wouldn't want no ornamental daggers or swords or
Daggers
shields
or swords? Sir, I don't know what weddings are like where you come from, but around these parts you don't come armed to a wedding.
No. It's a gift. It's an ornament. It's something you hang above your mantelpiece or display.
Well, if you come bearing gifts, then just put them over there and leave.
Well, don't you know it's kind of rude to throw out guests that bring gifts?
Uninvited guests.
Well, I kind of met you. Do you have many invited guests to your wedding?
Well, my beautiful Morgan's sisters will probably attend.
Sisters? How many sisters she got? Any single?
2.
Well,
Single, I don't know. These questions are boring. Father, take them away. Father makes no move to do anything.
so
Just at that point, the Morgan comes forward, and she says, "He's right. We are in love." Her voice is awful. The cadence and it's just terrible. It's the worst voice you've ever heard.
Does it sound different as in put on from the Lord?
I will have a insight check.
Insight. Oh, I'll roll 2 again.
And I'm gonna roll.
Say the first one was 20.
This, whatever this creature is, that voice is very much put on.
Now, you said your name was Morgan, right?
Yes.
You don't sound like a Morgan. You kind of sound like a witch.
A witch?
And I kind of think you've bewitched our friend here. And I gotta say, that's not on.
The young lad says, "How dare you cast such aspersions against my fiancée?"
Well, there's an easy way of going about it here now. Don't panic. A friend of mine behind me here, this big fella Furbolg, he can detect magic. I think he can detect magic right now.
Your psychic WhatsApp.
No, I've just said it.
Alright. Short rest. Before I can do it again.
Shit. Maybe not now, but there's ways and means we can find out what's going on here. Anybody, help me out. At all. Nope.
Looking at what I have.
I can't understand fuck all you've said. You've been speaking in Aquan to him.
That's true. We don't understand bugger all.
I'm standing there while you're blubbering away to him like, okay.
Actually, I can only comprehend language. I can't speak languages.
Well, that's a good point. You didn't tell me that.
Well, you know, you're the DM. I assume they can understand being of lordly types. The king can understand us.
The king has been translating this whole time,
Good job.
blow by blow. The Morgan turns to her husband and says, "What do they?" Actually, what was her voice again? What do they want from us? I love. And he says, they want to tear us apart, don't you, Father? And the Morgan says, "But I I really love you.
Ugh. Anyone at all can do anything?
Sorry. As they're having that conversation, I'm just slowly making my way up.
So you've accused her of being a witch, and she said, "I'm not a witch."
But I know she's putting something on, so.
Did anyone chip in with, "But you're dressed like one"?
She looks like one. Turn me renewed. As Vim passes, I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on her.
Oh, thank you.
In case she does anything wacky.
What does that mean?
Well, it means I believe you get an extra d6.
Roll. Oh, right. What I'm planning doesn't require me to roll. Easy. Anyway, yeah, I'm just waddling up, like not really. Get attention to myself, you know, just slowly. It'll.
Yim's female, right?
I'm not sure. You know,
mean,
how do you find out the sex of a turtle?
You can just tell me, usually.
All right. Okay.
Or flip it upside down.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, sure. She can be. Yeah, she.
Throw a croc at it and see if it starts going at it.
Morgan says to you, Yim, "Come no further, he's mine."
Oh, he's not my type. And as I get hopefully within range, yeah, I'm gonna cast calm emotions on him.
Calm emotions? What does that do?
So it can suppress the effect a target might be charmed or frightened, causing a target to be charmed or frightened, up to a minute, and there's a saving throw. I've not put the things in my bottom.
So you're gonna scare him?
Oh, it suppresses, like if he's been charmed, it suppresses the charm.
Oh,
that's on
okay.
him.
Click the die next to it.
Oh, you're saying that? I can't find it.
It's in your spellbook.
I'm in my spell book. Is it? To level 2 anchor. Got it.
You attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people. Each humanoid 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range must make a charisma saving throw. A creature can choose to fail if it wishes. Creature fails its saving throw, choose one of the following effects. Suppress any effect.
Charm, yeah.
Okay. Alright. What are these? Charisma saving throws? Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
On the guy, yeah? I suppose she'd
DC.
be in it as well, yeah.
Okay. And she's in it as well.
And she's been a bit hostile towards me, so I'm hoping if she fails, hostility will be... Oh, you've got to pick one, dear.
You're not going to believe this, Megan.
He's failed. Please fail.
They both rolled something.
Crits.
Has
You
his
really
face
narrowed that
changed?
down there.
Has his face
What?
changed? Like, can I see any change in his face?
Morgan says, What are you doing?" And she hugs. She gives the young lad a big hug, and he hugs her back.
Kate. There's something that's not working.
I'll tell you now, for ease, they've both failed the charisma saving throw.
Failed?
Mm-hmm.
So why are they hugging? Shit, it's real love.
It's real love. It's real. It's real love. Sorry. It's a terrible voice.
It's beautiful.
Oh.
I don't know.
Guy love.
Who knows? Guy love.
Oh.
It's love. between two guys. Scrubs reference. Carry on.
Be aware that you failed.
Let me read that again. So, creature can choose to fail a saving throw if it wishes. Creature fails its saving throw, choose one of the following effects you can suppress. When the spell ends, any suppressed... Yeah, no, they're hugging.
But would I know that they failed the saving throw and this is like a natural thing, that there's no kind of charm there or anything?
Well, you don't know if they failed or not, but you can see that if he was charmed, it's a damn good charm spell.
Okay.
You're also perceiving
Yep.
kind of a briny smell
Not just everywhere.
coming from their direction. No, this is more so.
But I've got rid of the hostility towards me from the hag woman. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Oh yeah, okay.
If that's what the spell says.
Well, part of it can do. It says alternatively, so.
Right. Okay. So.
Your discretion. You can rule.
My
Oh no,
discretion.
that's when the spell ends. Sorry. Creature becomes hostile again unless you rule otherwise.
Okay. Well, for the time being, her face kind of relaxes, and she's kind of. It's as if you're not even there.
Okay.
Let's have a few reactions before we move on.
Anybody else wanna?
Are they wearing any particular like jewelry, necklaces?
The son is dressed quite lavishly. I mean, he's not wearing cloth clothes because he's half fish, but he's got quite a lot of jewelry. Yes, he's got a smaller crown than his dad. Plenty of rings, and his regalia is quite gemmy.
Is there anything he's wearing that doesn't match the sort of style of his outfit?
No, he's dressed immaculately.
Elias looks back to the king like and just shrugs like.
The king just shakes his head in just exasperated.
Quinn's gonna turn and go, "Are you sure she's a sea hag? She doesn't really look like one."
I mean, she doesn't look ugly like in the stories.
Ah. You've stumped
Okay.
us, Peter.
Okay, so Keros, that's the found his name at last. Keros says, it kind of his expression softens a bit towards his father, and he just shouts across and he says, "Father, why won't you accept our love?" With almost a tear rolling down his eyes. And his father says, "But you're under her spell. She's charmed you or something. I mean, look at her." And he just like points all over her. And he looks at her and he says, "All I see is true love." And his father's like, "Oh." What are you gonna do, gang?
Don't know about anybody else, but I think Yim is feeling like she
Let me
doesn't.
let me give you a little hint. Pick a side.
That yeah, I'm thinking Yim's falling on the love side, and she's gonna maybe try and convince the king to accept what's she called, Morgan. That's what Yim's feeling at the minute.
Elias looks along the line to the others like, any suggestions?
There's definitely something going on with that woman. She is not who she claims to be. But they seem to love each other. Naturally.
Friend's gonna whisper, do you think it's because, you know, she's not fishy like him?
Maybe.
One Brutus is going to be like, yeah, it's a poison of nature. She's not really who she says she is. That's my gut feeling. And we need to solve this problem. I'd pick the side thing.
Elias says, look, I've read books about hags. Not sea hags, admittedly, but they ain't particularly pleasant creatures as far as I've read in the stories, at least.
Who are you saying this to?
Just to the other three in common.
Alright.
Yeah, we had a run-in with a hag back at my bar with my friends. They're not very nice people. They can manipulate.
Yeah, I heard you mention it. The witch's tit. I've seen that around Troll Skull Alley, right?
That's the one. And yeah, the witch's tit is from an actual witch. She were a hag.
No way.
She were evil. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never actually been in, but you know, that's pretty cool, man.
I feel it's time to remind y'all that this is linked in with our supply situation. So if we choose the side of the sun, we could find ourselves hungry.
Elias goes, good point, Blaine, actually, and assumes his best Doctor Strange stance and begins firing magic missiles at Morgan. Oh!
It's all kicking off.
Can I cast
roll
inspiration before or after that?
It's a surprise round by Elias. So, oof.
Big oof.
Yeah, you can do your inspiration thing.
Cool. Consider yourself bardically inspired.
Nice.
Just mark that off. Bink.
I don't know what happened there. My die looked like it rolled a 1, but I've come up as a 23. I'll take it.
Take it.
Noticed that one. I thought, who's rolled a 1? I can't see any yellow scores.
Right. So, am I missing anybody?
Me, apparently. Although I did roll, it didn't come up. Hang on. Let's try that again. Inspirations. Where's initiative? Oh, there it is.
Right click your token.
Got it. Awesome.
Oh, Blaine.
Blaine, god damn it.
Blaine. So you can get your magic missiles out, Craig. Surprise round.
Nice. Oh, do I roll to hit just in case it's a crit? Because technically you don't roll with magic missile.
Say that again, sorry.
Do I roll to hit in case I get a crit? Even though technically
magic
you don't
missile's
roll
just
for magic
damage.
missile, do you? It's just flat.
That's right. You just do your damage.
It's
There's
just
no...
it popped up saying critical hit, and I was like, you don't
Really?
roll though. You know?
Maybe the damage
Maybe
was
it's just the way it's built in.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's what? 3 darts at 4 points apiece? 12 points?
5, isn't it? +1.
Oh, no, it's roll 4. But it's 3 darts, isn't it? At 4 points each. So
Okay.
12 points, yeah.
12 points of damage.
So,
Okay, so your magic missiles slam into this poor woman as she screams in pain. And it's your turn again, Craig. Begin combat.
and I will cast, what am I gonna go with this time? I'll go with another magic missile, I suppose.
Okay.
Why not? It's 3 damage. So that's another 15 points of damage.
Yikes. Yeah, as your missiles hit this poor woman, each one of them pierces her skin and like knocks actual chunks of flesh off. As her fiance shouts, "No!" Next up is Quinn Talotov.
Alright, I'm gonna take the dash action so I can move 70 feet, so I will do so. Oh, fucking. The map is not enjoying this. Oh dear. Which
Okay.
is. Sorry, it was freaking out a little bit. Yeah, if you could, I'll move there. Yep. Why won't it move me? Oh. The attempt, it tells me I'm colliding with a wall. And what can I do for a bonus action?
Oh yeah.
I will spend
actually, yeah, these are steps to get up.
Oh right. I
So-
couldn't tell. Well, everything
It's
is
fine.
pink.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, no. Sorry. Bloody wow.
And as a bonus action, I will spend a key point to do patient defense.
Okay. What does that do?
It allows me to take a dodge action on my next turn, as a bonus action.
Okay. Cool. What's it? I keep forgetting his name. Keros, the fiance, says, "You're gonna regret that," as he shoots a harpoon at Yim.
Can I cast Warding Flare? It's a reaction.
Yep.
So it's disadvantage on your attack roll.
Oh, well, I rolled 13 anyway.
All right.
I think that's a miss. So it throws a harpoon at you, which is... It's got some kind of silk rope tied at the end of it to his wrist, but the harpoon hits you square on the shell, on the chest, and it bounces off harmlessly as he pulls it back. All right. No, he's not going to move. He's just going to do the one attack. And now it's Morgan's turn. Let me see.
Sound like you're gonna enjoy this, Peter.
Quinn, as you get closer and your eyes focus on her properly, it's almost as if a veil's been lifted, and you see this creature has the appearance is this stunted, bulbous creature with hair like seaweed. Its skin is the pallid blue of a bloated corpse floating atop the waves. Wide eyes, watery and yellow, they roam searching for something, and she mutters to herself. Her voice is now very clearly waterlogged and croaky. And And the more you look at her, the worse the sight gets. As she casts horrific appearance. You must, yeah. You must make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wisdom. That is 18.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you see this horrific thing before you, but you're unfazed by it. Your inner balance is keeping you sane. But however, she run towards you and claws you.
B.
She rolls 17.
That would hit, but I just want to see if patient defense. I don't know if that. Let me just put this in the VTT and just see if I can actually dodge what she's done. It says take a bonus action, the dodge action on my turn, but it's not my turn, so.
Not your turn.
So I don't know how that would work if you were to take it.
Craig, any ideas?
I'm just reading it.
I'm just getting. Hang on, I've got a player's handbook here. I'll have a read of it and see what it says.
Take a dodge action is a bonus action on your turn.
Yeah, so will you attack with disadvantage if she's taken a dodge action, which is what that does effectively. It says on your turn, so she would have done it as a bonus action as part of that.
Ah, okay, fine. Okay. So attack with disadvantage. Oh, 2 18s. 23.
Yeah, that hits.
Sorry. She does 8 points of slashing damage.
Righty ho.
It's Brutus Bitterbook.
Yep.
As she screams as she claws you, like a a drunken fight between women in Darwin on a Saturday night, it's clawing each other's eyes out, except she's doing the clawing, screaming, "He's mine!" Brutus Bitterbook.
Brutus is going to cast Moonbeam on the hag,
Okay.
second level.
Ooh.
Uh,
So I'll do a con saving throw.
Yep.
9. I guess I've failed. Oh no, sorry, 18 was your damage.
Yeah, that was,
So that succeeded.
yeah, it's DC 13. So you take half of that.
She takes what? 4?
4. Yeah.
Okay. Your moonbeam causes her skin to ripple and begin to crack.
Right. So, as a bonus action, I'm going to wild shape into a fish.
Okay. Specific fish? Clownfish?
Just any old fish.
Any old
Goldfish. Run from a fair.
Yim.
I'm going to cure wounds, inflict some wounds on this lady, even though I was going to be on her side, she's attacked me, so I'm gonna...
Is that not a touch spell?
I don't know. Oh shit, yeah it is, sorry.
So you're gonna have to go up to her and cast it.
Yeah, I'm not close enough.
You can move before you cast. You can move whenever you want.
Yeah, but I can. Hang on. Sorry. Can I just go that way, or do I have to
Yeah,
push
yeah,
it
it's
out this way? Alright, I'm close enough then. Yeah, right, I'll do that then. Oh,
I got you.
slide it. Thank you, thank you. Inflict some wounds. Cast that. Have to roll anything.
Just click on attack.
Yeah, got it. No more.
3d10. Oof, that's a hit.
It's massive, isn't it? Inflict wounds.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt. Probably kill.
Let's hope so. Some damage. I found this spell early. Oh shit, 5.
You got 2 1s, Meg. That's so unlucky.
Let's not start that way again.
Uttering words of cruel power, you rake your hand through the air before the hag. Magic follows in your hand's wake, forming a great claw that glimmers in the air in the blink of an eye. This necromancy, Megan, seeks to rend armor, unstitch flesh, crush bone, to do whatever it must to destroy your enemy. As you do 5 points of damage.
Points, bring it. I'm saving it up, but yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
Necromancy, bugger.
Blaine.
All right. Just looking to see what my movement is. Is it still 30 feet? I'll say it's 30 feet.
Yes, so.
If you're an elf, yeah, it'll be 30 feet.
Probably be light of foot, but never mind. 1, 10, 15.
It's at the top above your armor class.
Gotcha.
Character
Cool.
sheet.
That puts me there, which is. I'm going to take a dash action. Which is another. Yeah, that's me done.
That you done?
Yeah.
Just before we bring Elias in, I'm going to roll some initiative for Father.
For father.
But Father! That's pretty much what the prince is like in this. Okay. Elias.
Elias is going to move up 1, 5, 10, 25 to there. And I'm going to fling off yet another magic missile.
Ooh.
Pew, pew, pew. You know, it's a reliable spell. That's why I took it. Ooh, that one's going to be weak. 6 points of damage.
Okay. Your magic missiles once again rip through her skin as her arm floats off.
Wow.
Her boyfriend screams in horror. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Quinn. Finish her.
Finish him. Seeing as she's clawed me, I'm going, oh, you want a claw fight, yeah? And then I'm going to attack her with my talons.
Ooh. Okay. What does it look like?
It's
Paint me a
just
picture.
like a seagull diving for a packet of crisps, but imagine a seagull with eagle claws and does nothing for 9. But I'm going to spend another key point, and I can do flurry of blows, which means that I can make 2 more unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
Gonna hurt. Go on.
So there we go. The first one.
Oh, come on.
So the first one goes, and the second, come on now. 13.
That hits.
Yes. I've actually done some damage. For 4 points of damage.
Okay. She's too slippery to catch. However, your final attack catches her on the cheek as you slice open her cheek even further that was already sliced open. Next up is the prince, who is going to swim up to his beloved and drag her away.
Hang on, he's just swum into the moonbeam as well.
Oh shit, has he?
Yeah.
Oh bloody hell, he has. Alright, go on. What do I do?
So it's a saving throw.
Is it wisdom?
Constitution DC 13.
He rolls a 7. Do you damage? 11.
Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. Through gritted teeth, he drags his beloved back, which doesn't induce opportunity attack, and that is his action. Morgan, oh, it's her turn. While you two are there, Yim and Quinn, I'm going to need wisdom saving throws. Oh, actually, no. Quinn doesn't need to do that. Only Yim, because past yours. Megan?
I'm trying to figure it out. That thing's gone from top. I'll have to do it off my character sheet.
Were you using that? I didn't know you were using that. Sorry. I'll put it
Yeah,
back.
for my saves and stuff. Yeah. You're gonna have to tell me where to do it.
Open your character sheet and just click the word whiz.
On the top. Okay, yeah, that's obvious, isn't it? Got it. Saving
And
throw.
click save
Go on.
throw it. Ooh.
17.
So the horrific visage of this creature doesn't phase you either, and you are immune to her horrific. So what she's going to do is she's going to swim away. She's running for her life, screaming, "It's not worth it! It's not worth it!" As her boyfriend kind of looks at her like, "No!" Brutus.
I was trying to find the fastest fish, but I did decide on stingray because a few of them knock around,
Oh, cool.
but it can only do 40 feet. So can't really get into the action really.
If you just take just a regular fish, I'll give you 70 feet of movement. Like sea bass, ill-tempered sea bass.
Ill-tempered sea bass, I'll do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna move there next to my buddies. Bonus action to wild shape back, and then I'm going to use an action to move the moonbeam to the hag.
Okay. Does she need to roll anything?
Yeah, it'll be the Constitution 13. I don't know how to move that.
On saving throw.
Just put another one up.
So are you moving it as a bonus action?
No, moving it as my action. Bonus
All right,
action
okay.
to change wild trait back to Brutus.
You turn your gaze skyward, and the shimmering beam of silver light from your moonbeam lances forward, with quite a pleasant hum, like a bit of a lightsaber in there. It flies forward, and the hag cries out in pain as this moonlight sears her skin and finishes her off as she is burnt to a quite literal crisp.
Yeah.
And she just kind of stops and she's just a floating husk now.
Nice.
Has she changed back into the bulbous fish?
Yeah,
Corpse.
sorry, her illusory, what's it called? Illusory appearance has dropped, and you can all see her plainly now as this horrific, gnarled,
God.
shriveled thing. Yim?
Feeling a little bit hoodwinked by the originally.
I told
I
you
don't
that
know
I
what-
wasn't right about that woman.
Yeah, very true. I should pay more attention to your musings.
That's fine. They did seem genuine in love, so that hopefully now he sees her for what she was. Your Highness, are you okay?
Which one are you talking to?
The prince.
He drops his harpoon to the ground and slumps back on his throne, and begins to weep. As I guess we're out of initiative.
Be right back a sec.
Okay.
Can you see she was lying to you?
He says, but she wasn't. Was she?
Well, look at her.
And his father rocks up, puts his hand on his son's shoulder, and he says, "Son, my son, you did not belong with her. It's for the best." Clearly doesn't care much for her at all, as her body kind of floats away, carried away actually by fish. And his son looks at him and says, "But father, we were going to wed." And his father says, "Don't be silly, son." And he turns to you all, and he says, he's saying this in common as best he can. He says, "Thank you for helping me rid this place of that foul creature. Your reward." And he nods to one of the servants that is kind of hanging way back, as the servant comes forward with a little, really small chest that contains 500 gold and a necklace.
Does the necklace look like?
Let me see if I can find a picture of it. Oh my god, where's it gone? I hate PDFs.
Just before the husky is carried completely away, could I swim up and grab one of her tits?
Are you joking? Are you joking?
They're good luck. But I'd really
Oh
good
right,
luck
I
with-
thought you meant. Okay, I thought you meant something else.
Oh no, not like that. No, that's right.
Not like that. Not like that.
No, 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 no.
Use my little sickle to carve one off and take it as a good luck charm, like a rabbit's foot.
Jeez. Yeah. Yes, you can.
Oh, thank you.
Our group's got a
Wow.
thing for heg tits.
I think you do. It's worrying. I will have to tell you later what the pendant looks like because I honestly God, I can't find it right now and I'm stressing a bit. I mean, how does it end there? I'll find it. I'll find it. But there is a necklace. It's got a red ruby on it, and the necklace itself is very nice gold, actually.
Keeping it.
The father says, my whale Jeeves will see you back to the surface. The ship is already being loaded with supplies, and he nods to his servant again, who swims off.
Thank you, Your Highness. I hope that's the end of the ordeal.
He just turns away from you and ignores you exist,
Okay.
and just carries on saying something to his son. The whale returns and just kind of waits like a taxi. If he had a horn, he would honk.
Goes, oh, like the whale noises. All aboard.
So we're walking back to the whale. I'll just like slowly pop my hand on Quinn's shoulders and tap her and him. Is it a boy or a girl?
Good boy.
Tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Well done." As I cast Cure Wounds on
Quinn.
Quinn. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
11
thank you.
points. You're welcome.
Quinn's gonna.
Sorry, go on.
Quinn's gonna thank Yum and go. Yum, what's a boob? What's a tit? Because we don't have any.
Yim kind of looks back and is like, pondering this question. It might take a while for her to kind of figure out what it is as well.
The whale says, "It's a mammal thing."
Oh. Sound like Dory speaking whale. Thank you.
That's what I was going for.
It
That's
What
I was
did I
going
miss?
for.
Oh,
Go on, tell him.
Brutus cut off the heg's tit,
Standard.
and then Yum healed Quinn, and Quinn asked what a tit was.
Fair.
Okay.
We'll hop on Jeeves then.
Hop on Jeeves. Jeeves delivers you all the way back to your ship, where the what's it called? A rope ladder is thrown down for you. As you all climb back on board, the Poison Orchid. Drakasha greets you. No, actually, Esri greets you and says, "Everything okay? I guess it's sorted now that we've got the supplies."
I think we're good to go.
The anchor is pulled up once more. Full sail as you continue your journey on to Chult. Well done.
Thanks.
What do you do?
I'll go and see the captain and ask about this artifact she has.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want some compensation for that. I mean, we've just got the ship resupplied. Surely we.
You did get some compensation.
What did I get?
500 gold pieces, and a necklace.
I will
Ooh.
be
What did I
treasure again.
personally get, or did we as a group get 500?
That was a group.
So we got 500 each.
Each.
500 each. You looking to get 500 at all?
So what's that?
Are we
100 each?
selling it together or are we separating it?
Absolutely not. My
Absolutely
goal.
not what?
I want that goal.
I think we should split it.
Split it. Okay, that's fine.
No offense,
Okay.
I don't really know you people yet, and I think it's best if we keep our interests separated.
Who gets the necklace?
Figured out what it does.
So 100 gold piece each and a necklace.
Yeah, to be decided at a later date because we haven't identified it or we know nothing.
Yeah, once we identify it, then we can maybe determine its worth.
Sounds good. Just as a side note, I will be keeping an Excel spreadsheet of everything, so nobody has to note down money if they don't want to.
Okay.
Right, we're back on the ship. You continue on your way south. Your food supplies are replenished. Plenty of fish. Are you going to see the captain?
Yep.
All right.
I'll ask Elias to come with me.
Okay. Just bear with me. Right, you go into the captain's cabin. Over in the corner. She's sitting at her table with her feet up. Over in the corner, in the top, you see a woman lying down. Let me drop you. That's Yim. So you're in a cabin. She says, "Ah, Mr. Blaine."
Just
Just
Blaine,
the man.
ma'am. Just Blaine.
Okay, just Blaine. I have this artifact that I want you to take a look at. Oh, by the way, thank you for sorting out our little supply problem.
It's okay. Maybe you can do me a favor.
Depends.
Well, I'm kind of interested in what you got below decks. I know it's probably a sore subject, and you don't want the information getting out to everyone, but if you tell me, I promise on my papa's soul, I ain't gonna tell no one else.
Her face becomes very serious, and she folds her hands together, and she says, "I'm sorry, Mr. Blaine, or just Blaine. I cannot give you that information."
I'm just
Yeah.
interested because the smell down there is getting worse, and I don't know how long we got at sea. I think it's gonna get even worse, and people are gonna start asking questions.
She closes her eyes and she massages her temples, and she says, I know. Once we get to Port Nyanzaru, it will be history. It would just be a very, very bad memory, but trust her, Blaine. Don't get involved."
I got one more question, and it's a simple one.
Okay.
Is that whatever below deck's gonna cause us any kind of harm or danger?
You? No.
Anyone else on the ship in trouble?
No.
All right. I'll leave it there then.
Now, on to other business.
Of
And
course.
she pulls out a ring. This ring in the chat. She says, I found this on a man on a desert island. Beside him was a simple piece of wood with the words, "Went for a walk, regretted it," carved into it. Do you know what this ring is? Because I, for the life of me, cannot figure out. I know there's something special about it. The seers have told me there is something special about it, but
Well, it's a beautiful ring, but let me see now. Would it be a history check or an arcana check?
give me an arcana check.
All right. $18.
You turn the ring over in your fingers several times. You even put it on, but nothing happens, and you cannot possibly, for the life of you, call to mind what this type of configuration of gems means. It just looks like a regular gem, but you can only believe her when she says that there is something special about this.
Nope. Nothing springs to mind, ma'am. It's a very pretty ring, though. But if you think it's special, maybe there's someone in Chult that might be able to give you a better answer than I can.
She shakes her head and she says, I've already asked. I've had this ring for years.
Well,
Someday I'll find someone that can tell me what it is.
do you mind if I take a quick drawing of it? Maybe a rubbing of the stones?
By all means, sir.
So I'll try and recreate the ring as best I can on paper. Take a rubbing of the stone setting layout. So
Okay, let's have a dexterity check.
24.
You
Great.
recreate the image of this ring perfectly. It's as if it wasn't on a piece of paper, somebody would try and put it on.
Nice. Cool. I'll show it to the captain.
She says, "You're very talented, Mr. Blaine."
Sometimes. Like I said, I have an interest in such antiquities.
Well, thank you for trying. And she puts the feet back on her desk and continues to inspect this ring.
If you need me for anything else, please, by all means, just ask. Got nothing else to do now, have I?
Sure.
Who's the lady in the bunk?
That's a tragic story. It's not
Please.
mine to tell.
Oh, well, you know, I sometimes craft songs from sad stories. Maybe I can put it to rhyme.
Well, you're welcome to go and speak to her. Her name is Sindra.
All right. I will approach Sindra. Excuse me,
Okay.
ma'am.
She kind of rolls over very weakly and looks at you. Her face is covered with a veil, but it's made of very similar glass mosaics to what Zamira's chest plate, if you can call it that, is. And she says, "Yes."
You all right? You look kind of poorly.
No, sir, I'm not all right.
Is there anything we can do for you? I can cure wounds.
No, thank you though, thank you, but there's no way.
Well, if you have the energy and strength, would you mind telling me a story?
Her head kind of falls back a bit. She almost falls asleep. But she lifts her head up again, and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not at my best. I have the curse, sir. What? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name."
Oh, my name's Blaine.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Blaine.
Likewise.
My name is Sindra Sylvain.
How do you find yourself upon this ship?
A sad look crosses her eyes, which is all you can see, and she says, I'm going home. I'm going home
To Chult?
to die.
Oh. Your home is Chult, or?
Yes, sir, my home is Chult.
How did you get cursed?
I'm not certain how it happened, but the seers they tell me that it's because a miracle was performed on me when I was still young, after I fell from a tree. The seers tell me that the curse only affects people who have had this. And she looks at you kind of like she's trying to explain something to a child. So when a miracle, when you come back to life with magic, you seem to be affected by this curse.
You were resurrected?
Realization crosses her eyes as she says, "Why, yes,
Well, please,
I
ma'am.
was. How did you?"
Don't mistake this foppish, stupid accent of mine as ignorance. I've been around the world a bit. I am half elvish after all.
I see that, Mr. Blaine.
So, this may sound retarded, but have y'all tried getting the curse removed by some cleric or some such?
We've tried. We've tried very hard. We've pulled out sea charts and logbooks and explorer journals and everything we can possibly find with any reference to this curse. It seems to originate approximately 200 years ago from the spell plague. There's dots here and there, but when you join them, they all lead back to Chult.
Elias just sits intently writing this down, like what she's got to say.
He looks over to you, Elias. She says, "Oh, a halfling. I'm sorry. I did not see you come in. What's
She
your
says,
name, little one?
He says, Elias. Elias, nice to meet you.
Can you give me an insight check?"
Yes, absolutely. Twelve.
As you study her a bit more, as you study her a bit more, you notice things. You notice the staff leaning against the wall. You notice a book that is she's still carrying. She's always carrying this book. The way that she speaks, her accent, her knowledge, the way that she carries herself. You've seen this type of person before at your wizardry school. She could well have been maybe the headmistress of the wizard school. She exudes power despite her weakened state. She is incredibly
It's clear
powerful.
she's someone of stature then, and you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
She continues. She says, "Look, I know that you are part of a group of people that helped us with supplies. Zamira told me. I can tell that you are capable, and I'm hoping that if the prophecies are true." She hesitates for a moment. "You might be able to save me when you are stronger. I don't know if I have that much time." And a look of sadness crosses her eyes.
Of what prophecy are you speaking about, ma'am?
an ancient prophecy that was in some of the manuscripts that we discovered that reference the ancient city of Mesro. This prophecy originated from, I guess,
Elias just jumps in like Mesro. What of it?
you've heard of it?
It's in books. I've read books of the place. Yes.
She does her best, her level best, to push herself up and sit up. And she says, "Interesting. Hardly anybody knows about Mesro." She's out of breath, just sitting up.
Yeah, well, like I said to your captain friend over there, we both got an interest in antiquities, and Mesro's quite the place to find that particular type.
Mesro was a gem. It makes Port Nyanzaru and even Waterdeep pale in comparison in the enormity of the city and the importance of it to the ancient world before the spell plague.
Elias knows this. He's read this in a book.
Yes, he has.
Mm.
She says, so what we would today describe as a cult, an ancient gathering of druids foresaw, prophesied the coming of this curse. They did not know when, and they did not know how, but they prophesied that somebody would save us from this curse. And that's all the information that I have on Mesro. This curse, you must know, it's getting stronger. It's feeding as we speak. Everything that dies feeds it.
And you think maybe the cure to this curse is in Mesro?
I do not know. It's certainly, if Mesro was lost a long time ago, nobody knows where Mesro has even gone. The legends say that Ubtao destroyed it before he left Chult around the time of the spell plague. But how to cure this curse, I could not even begin to understand.
Alright, well, we'll see what we can find out for you.
If you do decide to undertake this journey, please be careful. It's so dangerous. You must be careful.
I'm no stranger to the jungles of Chult, ma'am.
That may be so, but how far in have you ever ventured, really?
Well, I'm not too sure, but I've been there a few times.
Listen, after we arrive, I'm heading straight home. I will have my contacts in a special interest group contact you, perhaps try and help you on your way if you wish to undertake this task. You and your friends. Her eyes are they're getting quite heavy now.
Yeah, Elias looks at it and just says, I come looking for Mesro anyway. So if I can help in the process, then sure.
He says that would be a great boon to rediscover the city of Mesro. I'm sorry, and she lies back down and she says, "You must excuse me. I'm drained."
Of course, ma'am.
As she
Get some sleep.
practically passes out.
Alright.
So, Anything else on this fine day?
No, I'm good. I think.
Okay. The days continue to pass. You hear rumors around the ship as you do that it's only 6 or 7 more days before you arrive in Chult. From the ship where you are, you can see tiny bumps, distant tiny bumps to the north and the south. You assume that the large island of Gwyneth to the north is the one that is more prominent, while to the south you see clusters of much smaller islands. Few more days pass. The northern isles have shrunk away on the horizon, and the cluster of islands is now dead east and more visible. You presumed these to be the Nelanther Isles, so you know that you're at the practically southern tip of the Sea of Swords. About 4 days pass when you're all kind of milling about on the deck. On the deck. Where is everybody standing at this precise moment?
I'm stuck in there.
Sorry.
Oh, no,
You don't have to move your tokens, just tell me whereabouts on the ship you'll each be standing.
Probably near the front, just feeling the wind blow.
Yep.
Okay. At first, I thought this was called the forecastle. It's actually called the forecastle. Don't ask me why. Anyone else?
I'll probably be standing next to Elias, chatting.
Elias just kind of sits on the box, reading his book, trying to take it in, really, enjoying the scenes while we kind of just sail across the ocean.
We're just on the port beam, being a bit of a powder monkey. Helping out where he can. Port beam on port side, right the bush side here, where he stood.
I'm looking out east as well, over this way.
Okay, let's have a... Whoever's looking out at the sea, let's have a perception check.
Teen for me.
Hang on.
14 for me.
21 for me.
Elias is kind of engrossed in his book. He's not really, like, I'm enjoying the scenery, but not directly looking specifically.
On the 4th day, as you head south, Blaine, as you're looking out to the sea, almost keeping watch, I suppose, you notice a piece of land sticking out of the water behind the ship. As you move to the back of the ship, what's the opposite of bow? Stern?
Yeah, I think so.
As you move to the back, stern, it's strange because first of all, you don't remember passing this island, even though it's directly behind you. You don't remember any maneuvers, any turning. And this island, Blaine, it's not fading into the distance. It's almost as if this island is keeping pace.
But
with
not
your
getting
ship.
closer. Time to see the captain, methinks. Or actually, no. I'll go back up. I'll go up on up to the chap on the wheel that I was talking to previously, and point out to him, say, "Hey, man, I don't recall us passing an island any day soon. Past. What the hell is there behind us?"
Master Caldris, he goes to the back, and he says, "I see a few islands. Which one do you mean?"
The one that's behind us that's not fading away.
As you look at it again, you actually notice that it's gaining.
I'll point that out.
Caldris takes out his spyglass and has a closer look. And before he puts the spyglass down, his mouth hangs open. And as he puts his spyglass down, this island has caught up. Froth forms as this rather large island cuts a swathe through the calm waters. You're still convinced it's an island until Blaine and Master Caldris, you both spot movement just below the surface, and Caldris runs down to the captain's quarters. What you initially thought was rocks under the waters seem to be actually limbs pushing through the waves as it continues to come closer and closer. And you watch in horror as you see a snout, pointed and jagged and huge, rise from the water. Its enormous nostrils flare, followed by jets of water blowing out. Realization dawns on you that you are being chased by a dragon turtle. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Scheiße.
The dragon turtle's like the big things that like.
Big beastlies.
Let me
Yeah.
paint you a picture.
I believe Peter may have shared a picture of a dragon turtle in previous sessions.
Nope,
Nope.
it wasn't.
Is it a dragon that looks like a turtle or a turtle that looks like a dragon?
Or is it both?
Turtle that looks like a
Oh no.
Daddy!
Up until this point, dragon turtles were things of myth, spooky stories that all sailors would tell children about, in tall tales about how they would destroy ships and use them as decoration in their lairs at the bottom of the sea, and taking any shiny treasure. And we'll end the
Oh.
session there tonight.
Oh my.
Dun,
Oh
dun,
my.
dun.
How are we gonna deal with that?
I'm not sure we do deal with that. I suspect we may just brave Sir Robin it out of there.
I'll try and persuade it. You guys run.
Are we gonna run to the end of the boat?
Wait, you're a turtle. You're a turtle. You can like, it's like your cousin, isn't it?
Like maybe like 5 times removed or something, perhaps. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Speak.
Does my family grow that big?
Yeah, speak turtle to Titus. Oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I had a stroke.
Thanks for playing, everyone, tonight. I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties.
Good.
Fine. It's been a good,
no
good
bother.
start.
Yeah, it's been fine, mate, honestly.
Right.
A little bit of teething problem, but other than that, we got there. And we had to do a little bit on Theatre of the Mind, but who cares? Like, it's still been great.
Cool. Good. I'm glad it was okay. Are we on next week? I can't remember.
Next week, yeah, but then the week after, Craig's doing his one thing while I'm camping. I think
Alright.
that's what we agreed, didn't we?
It's the 17th.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're skipping this 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next week it's a good, and then the week after, just not good for that one week.
Cool.
I won't be here on the 1st of October because I have a joint birthday party to go to.
Okay, that's fine.
Is it your birthday, Shards?
Yeah, it's a combination of 3 because we're all like days apart.
All right.
Oh, nice.
So we just get together and get absolutely smashed.
Nice. Is it cousins or something?
No, it's
Friends.
uni mates.
All right.
So
Cool.
we just get out like rum and drink till like 4 in the morning.
Nice.
Seems decent. My kind of party.
And then we get really drunk and have you guys ever played Spoons?
Is that what Mike was doing down in the sea?
The Crabman Clackety Clack.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Crab Man clack. Was it Crab Stevens?
Yeah. No, it was Crab Stevens. No, it was Johnny Crab.
Johnny Crab, that was it. No, you basically try to get. It's a card game where you have to get. I think it's like 3 of one and 4 of the other, and the first person to get that, and then once you have it, you have to go like grab a dessert spoon. There's only so many spoons on the table, and if you've ever seen drunk people try to grab spoons, it's an event.
Hey,
That was interesting.
wow. I think we all need a night out together, just so we can witness this game.
See if I can find spoons.
I'm up for a game of spoons.
Oh, I found a. Yep, I found a link for it. If anybody. This damn thing.
How's the kids, Craig? Are they any better?
My daughter's fine, but Harvey was just being like he was sick yesterday. He's been all right today, but yeah, I just don't want to risk spreading germs to people, to be honest.
Oh, that's fine.
So, but we will we'll get them playing games, and I'm sure they'll all have a great time.
Yeah, definitely.
My kids love it anyway. I've run a little like one shot for my kids, so they absolutely love it.
What are we playing again? Monster of the Week?
What next week or week after is it?
Whenever it is.
I'll do Monster of the Week for you guys if you want.